So water is coming into your house. It's from a toilet. It's from the water that's coming in from the rain lately. What do? Let me give you 3 things that I think everyone should know when contacting or getting remediation done. Hey, what's up? This is Ed Drummond with Capstone Realty Professionals. Today is the 20th of January, 2023. Hey, and the reason for me putting this out there this week, we've been getting a ton of rain, obviously, tons and tons and tons of rain. And when it rains, we get leaks. Those leaks lead to, insurance claims and more problems, more challenges, more everything. I think of all of the issues that we deal with in property management, I think water is probably at the top of the list for biggest pains in the butt. I think that realistically, there's so many layers to the water equation, the water problem, when it comes to houses in Arizona. We don't get a lot of it, but when we do, it's so much that it's like, oh my gosh, here's this super dry house. It's almost like a little sponge because it's so dried out. And now it's going to get all this rain and it's going to absorb it. And it's like, good grief. Okay, so a roof leak or let's say a plumbing leak in your house. The first call that you make, tip 1, is not to your insurance company. You want to get somebody out to the house first. And hey, this is going to make me super unpopular. Like what I'm about to tell you guys is probably not going to be popular for a lot of reasons, but I'm just giving it to you. If I was sitting in your shoes as an owner, which I am, and a lot of this stuff is from experience that I've dealt with personally and painfully. So I'm going to give it to you like I wish I would have heard it. All right, first is don't call your insurance company first. Soon as you call your insurance company, they're going to put a claim on your home, no matter what. Whether or not you file that claim, they're going to put a check on your property saying, "Oh, there was a water leak here." Even if they don't correct it for you, even if you don't file the claim, that insurance company is still going to put a negative mark on your property. If you ever want to sell it, if you ever want to get additional insurance on it, there is now a mark on your property. Now, I'm not saying don't disclose that you had a leak at your home. I'm saying don't go to the insurance company first because it's not always the best. We have different vendors, and those vendors will go out to the property. They'll give us a great assessment of what the value is what it's really going to cost from an insurance standpoint. They overcharge the insurance companies, right? And the insurance companies pay what they know to pay for these properties. We get the stuff done cheaper 9 times out of 10. So I don't want to call the insurance company unless I know it's a humongous leak. Number 2, make sure that you know your deductible if you do get in touch with your insurance company. So, what we would generally do is have a vendor come out to the property. They go, "Hey, Ed, check it out. This is going to be a X $1,000 repair." Well, I just had one a year and a half ago. And I thought that my deductible was one number because it's been that number forever. Lo and behold, my insurance company, and maybe they sent me some mail that I didn't open. I don't know. But my insurance deductible had completely changed. It went to a percentage of the actual rebuild value of the property. Holy knuckles, what's happened in flipping Arizona over the last 3 years? All the values have gone up. So yeah, now I got this percentage. My deductible was 3 times what I thought it was. Oh, that completely changes the game. Instead of paying out of pocket, which would have been a little bit painful, now it's even more painful because I have to put an insurance claim because the cost is just so high because it flooded the entire place. All the flooring, yeah. Okay. Number 3, so that's number 2. Knowing your deductible before you have to call the insurance company to make the claim. Number 3, and I know these aren't really in order, but number 3 is, hey, if a plumber comes out to your house, know how he's getting paid. So if that plumber shows up to your property and he happens to bring a water remediation person or a mold person, hey, he's getting paid by that company just for showing up, right? Like he's making that introduction. But most of these companies that do this water damage restoration stuff, they overcharge by so much it's ridiculous. We have companies that basically will do not just the tear down, but also the build back. Super important, right? I don't want one company going in there, cleaning everything up, and then waiting on now the next company to come in and build it back up because now that this company who's building it back up is going to go, well, this wasn't done right or this. good grief. Have one company that can do it all, one company to hold accountable, because yeah, the water stuff, I don't want to mess with, right? The water stuff is where it's just, yeah, I don't want to mess with it. We err on the side of caution. And in that case, I want to work with a company that's going to do the build back. When the plumber shows up with somebody that's out there, know how they're getting paid. Know that this person is bringing them to the deal, because yeah, there's a high probability that they're working together in some capacity, right? We don't make money on the maintenance stuff where we're sending vendors out there. Our vendors don't pay us to be our vendors. Our vendors do a great job for us, and that keeps them on the vendor list, and we have great relationships with them. It's helpful. It works. It holds them accountable, right? And the accountability is, in my opinion, is the hardest to break when you have a solid relationship with somebody, right? If somebody's just paying me because they're doing a job for us, it's like, no. That's not even a route we want to go. Like, that's not a part of who we are. So those are the three things. Remember, don't call your insurance first. I would call like a remediation person. If you don't have a good remediation person where you live, if you need one here in Phoenix, let us know, because we have a few that we totally recommend. Those that do the build back stuff. Know your like I'm falling all over the place right here. Know your deductible. Know what you're going to have to pay if you do have to go with your insurance company. And then that third one, just know who you're working with, right? Understand the game. Know where the costs are. The water stuff is scary, but it's really not as scary as you might think. The pricing that you get from some of these remediation companies really makes it seem exceptionally scary. It's not that bad. Most of these good companies that will actually build back as well will do the build back, will provide all of the documentation you need to show that the house has been completely remediated, is within the threshold of what is safe. Cool. Hope this information helps. The market is really making a little bit of a twist right now. Check out our. I added a new chart to our website. It ties into how many sellers are paying buyers in closing costs, or paying their closing costs, giving them a contribution at the close of escrow for all the properties that have closed. Check that out. Right now, it's higher than it's been in 10 years. It's pretty amazing. A really neat chart. Thank you, Jesse, for hooking me up with that one, dude, and that idea. And hey, if you've got any ideas for other stuff you guys want to see, let me know. I appreciate you watching, and I hope this is helpful. See ya.